Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you see?
Oh, now I go.
Okay, but you can't see me, right?
What was that?
You can't see me though. My computer's been doing this lately. I don't know why.
Mine was too, and then I just found something in the bottom left. I had stopped. It had automatically had the video stopped.
Yeah, and when I click on it, it's not.
It's not giving you.
Okay, so happy February 5th. We are excited to hear from Abby, and then Julie is going to join us in a little bit here as well about the huge success they've been having with their Instant Pot parties. So Abby, take it away.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for being on today. I'm excited to share what we've been working on. I was just mentioning to Rule a minute ago that we got this original idea. Well, I've loved my Instapot. I've had it almost 2 years. So I've been a big, huge Instapot lover for a long time. And I think it just goes hand in hand with Wild Tree. But I wasn't sure exactly how to do it. And I realized that at every single one of my parties, I was talking about the Instapot so much. I'm like, man, I wish I sold these things. And then my customers were buying them because I talked about taking your frozen meals and putting them in your Instapot, and how this is really just a game changer with Wild Tree and the Instapot. So with that being said, then I was getting 5 to 10 texts an evening helping customers make their Wild Tree meals in their Instapot. I'm like, wow, there is a need for this. And then when I saw that when Proctor did her, I don't know if you guys have seen her little layout of like having 6 to 8 people come over, each person brings something, her Instapot party. I'm like, that sounds like a great idea, and we'll kind of take that idea and run with it. So Julie and I are both team leaders in Louisville, and we chatted about it, and we knew there was a lot of interest in our area because she was having the same thing. She's been doing it for 30 years. We use it in our Wild Tree Wednesday videos a lot of Wednesdays, and so she had a great interest. So we figured let's try to put it out there and see who will be interested. And just posting it on my Facebook wall, 25 people said they wanted to come. And I was like, wow, that's a great response. But you know how that is. 25 say they want to come and only five actually come. So I created a Facebook party, and Julie and I spoke, and we decided, let's do this in a way that we want our customers to really walk away with new meals. So we thought about what our favorite meals were. So we kind of talked about the most popular workshops and the most popular fast things that we like to make. And we came up with a menu of 17 of our top meals. Even some were breakfast, like oatmeal and eggs. But mainly they were all dinner menus. So we came up with this list, and then we created our Facebook party for the event. And then what we did was we gave the 17 different choices, hoping that 17 would actually come because that's a lot of Instapots. And we told everyone to bring their own Instapot and pick one of the meals that sounded good to them. Then once they said, let's say Kate said bruschetta chicken pasta, I would reply back, bring 1 pound of chicken and a can of diced tomatoes. And then if the next person said, I want to make sloppy joes, I would say bring 1 package of ground beef and 1 can of tomato paste. So we gave them what to bring. So there wasn't a lot of work on us. They just brought their Instapot and what they needed to bring to make the meal. Now, as the reps, we provided all the Wild Tree products. So that's kind of how that kind of gives you a good idea of how it worked. And each person had a station. I just laid down a plastic placemat, and we printed out all the recipes and put them in little plastic sleeves. And so each person had their little station with the placemat, which you don't even have to have. I just like that, and easier to clean. And then they're in the plastic sleeve, the Wild Tree recipe, and I had highlighted the Wild Tree ingredients in yellow, so it was easy for them to find. And then I had the Wild Tree products sitting right there. If there was a common ingredient like balsamic vinegar or something, salt and pepper, I provided that as well because that was easy. And so my first party had, I think, 15 Instapots or 13 Instapots. I had a lot of cancellations, which thank God, because we started blowing fuses. So I say that 10 is really the max number you want to have because you will blow fuses. The second party, I only had 12, and we blew fuses 3 times. But we just flipped the switch and brought it back. But, so that's kind of how we did it. But the way it worked, so that's kind of like the prep. And so what I like about having the Facebook party is let people choose what they wanted to make. They got to take home the leftovers, and then they got to and then when we made all the meals, if we made them all, they got to try everything and see what they liked and what their family would like. And then from there, they could order the products to do that, to make those meals. So, but I was like, more like, well, do you just have them all bring and everybody make at the same time? I didn't want to do that because what was interesting to find out is there were some people who came, no joke, with their Instapot in the box from Amazon, not even taken out of the brown box, much less the Instapot box. So you had all levels of Instapot users. So we have to talk about the actual terminology of an Instapot, the QR, NPR, and then the safety of the Instapot. And I have seen that someone's been doing a waiver kind of thing, so they make sure that you're not responsible if anything went wrong. I didn't do that, but I probably will for my next one. So they really got so excited because they knew they were going to not only learn new recipes, Wild Tree recipes, but they were going to learn how to use this Instapot. And so I tried really hard to do a variety of cooking, and that's what Julie and I talked about, like the Sloppy Joe's is saute. We do the chicken, and so they could make a full meal and never even put the lid on it. And everyone said, well, why would you do that instead of just on your skillet? Well, on your stovetop, then it splatters, you make a mess. Well, in an Instapot, it's all in there, and there's no splattering, it's easy to clean. And then we did like the chicken noodle soup where we sauteed the chicken and vegetables and then added the broth and the stuff. And so they got to see different ways of cooking. And I actually went around to each person and demoed it, every single recipe. And I think Julie did the same thing. And so they got to see us make 12 meals. Some people start talking, they don't pay attention, but at least the ones that really wanted to learn. And then as they tasted them, it kind of gets crazy in the kitchen with that much going on. They got all excited. And then I had one whole area with all my products and order forms and catalogs. And I kept saying during the demo, whatever you like, there's order forms in the dining room. You can go grab one and order, and then and then I gave everyone a folder full of recipes at the end of the night. And we worked on those documents with all the recipes, and they're on a Google Drive that we'll get to share with you. I know I just talked a lot, but I wanted to kind of give you the gist. I don't know if anybody has any questions where I can tell a little bit more too. Any questions? Nobody? An easy group. But I think the biggest thing is really being prepared with the Facebook party was nice because it laid it all out. Having everybody have a spot. I even had their names at the spot. So I put people that knew each other by each other. And then just it was a lot of fun. Just getting excited about cooking. It made my customers really excited. And the great thing is it pulled in new customers who have not come to Wild Tree things in like 2 and 3 years. So, and then people who've never come to Wild Tree, some didn't even have an Instapot and they had to borrow mine. So that was kind of cool that they just wanted to check it out. So that was, and if you have people that want to come check it out, you can assign them to like the beans that go with the chili. So that person, like say the ranch chicken chili calls for the chicken and the tomatoes and the corn and the beans. So you can split that between 2 people if you wanted. That's because that's a lot for one person to bring. So that's kind of how we both, I know Julie and I both did about the same thing. And it was a huge success. Like I said, I've already had 2 and the sales were between 350 and 500 for both parties. So a lot of sales. And then I already have 9 signed up for my one at the end of this month. And I know Julie's had bookings off of it in people's homes as well. So I think if you're nervous to start with it, start with just 6 people or 8 people. Like Willa said, don't do so many. But I think if you have really popular recipes that are tried and true. Oh, and the other thing I did when they filled out their customer care form at the end, I had them flip it on the back and write down their top 4 recipes. And that was interesting to see because at both parties, they almost all said the same. They wanted the simple and easy stuff. And so by my next party, like I took off some of the fancier ones. Like I made the zuppa toscana, which I love, but that's not what most people are looking for. Most people are looking for the chicken noodle soup. That's easy. Sloppy Joe's, 4-minute mac and cheese, bruschetta chicken pasta, ranch chicken chili. Those were the favorites. Just the quick and easy family friendly meal. So I thought that was interesting too. But in the folder, I gave them about, I think 17 or 20 recipes. And you wouldn't have to do a paper copy if you don't want to. You could email it all digitally. But they all got excited to walk away with a folder in their hand full of recipes. And I think then I even had a couple girls go home and text me additional orders because they could look through and see exactly which Wild Tree products they needed. So it helped with sales. And I really feel like it developed an awesome relationship with these customers. So your customer service is really different when you are working one-on-one or in small groups like that and finding out what people like in a different way where it's just not a workshop where you're prepping. They're actually tasting the food. And I got to ask questions, you know, does your family like this? And you can kind of tell what people like by what they picked out of the options. And so that was fun. So I feel like these customers now are already in the last few weeks just texting me, so excited about these meals because they really picked it. Instead of just picking a workshop and hoping that they like all 10 meals, this is really tailored to fit their family's needs. So it was a blast.
Do you have examples that you can kind of hold up and show? Because I know probably everyone on here hasn't seen like what you guys were making.
Yep. Like you mean on my printouts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me grab it. 1 second. It's right here.
That was the part that impressed me, was just kind of the variety. I really liked how they highlighted just the versatility of an Instant Pot, because then of course everything ties back to how Wild Tree ties back to that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
And then like my last party, I had a couple girls on the Whole30. Well, I didn't have anything in my menu. She's like, oh, so I picked out something off the Whole30, off the Simply Wholesome, and I'd never made it in the Instant Pot, and I put it in there. And also this really pushed me to try. I tried every single one of these. So as soon as I booked my party, some days I made 2 meals in a day, but I wanted to try all of them and tweak it. And between Julie and I, we did all of these. And it was nice to be able to have my family try some new things in new ways in the Instant Pot. So like this is an example. Like that's the chicken noodle soup, and that's obviously a long one. And I'll have the ingredients and then the directions. So that's one of them. This was a hit, the Blazing Buffalo turkey breast. I make that every Sunday, so I'll obviously rave about that. We do that in Instant Pot every Sunday. And then I talk about how I take this and I make this turkey breast on Sunday. Sometimes we eat it for dinner, and sometimes I just make it for lunch meat for the week. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm making it for lunch. So, and then this was a new one, the teriyaki chicken drumsticks. I had never made that recipe ever before, but I've looked it up on the app. I don't even know why. Someone's like, I really like drumsticks. What do you make with those? I'm like, no, I really don't make drumsticks. So I pulled up a recipe, and then my kids loved it, and this was a big falling off the bone. Amazing. The mojo, which is always I probably sell 30 jars of mojo a month, and I'm not exaggerating. People love the mojo. So do you guys sell that like I do, or is it just me?
Just
no, you don't remember? You do, Kate. Alicia, do you sell a lot of that?
Only when they taste it. I usually sample it at a workshop.
Yeah.
And once they taste it, it's so unique and different that they will. But yeah, they've got to taste it. Otherwise, they don't get it.
Right. That's why I every time I get free, I just buy like 6 jars of that with my, well, not buy, I get that with my free, and I bring it, and I have my host put it in chicken, like in the crock pot, and then I'll just shred it dump it on when I get there. And yeah, that's huge. It's a reorder. I mean, yesterday 2 customers ordered. One ordered 6 and one ordered 4 jars each. I mean, because it's so easy and it's different. So yeah, we did that one. This was all that was interesting, was the pot pie skillet meal. I'm a huge skillet meal girl. We use at least one a week. But obviously, it's easy to make at my skillet, but I can't. Sometimes I'm so busy I can't even sit there and watch it. So you can do a skillet meal in the Instant Pot. So they thought that was really even easier. Like just dump it all in there, turn it on, and in 12 minutes, I had the pot pie skillet meal done. So that was a variety. Then the ranch chicken chili, which we had to tweak because it was too spicy, but that was a hit. And then they love seeing a breakfast option. We did the oatmeal in the Instant Pot. We did the absolute onion pot roast, which is a good hearty meal. And then this one was delicious, and I was surprised by how much everybody loved this one, was the Asian ginger plum, the Asian chicken with it's literally cube chicken, bag of stir fry, and the dressing. Dump in there, and it's done. Now, I don't know if you guys have tried this yet. I haven't, and this is on my list before my next party, is once it's done, and I quick release it, to add the rice in, and then with a little bit of water and cook it for longer, and then have the rice in there as well, so I don't have to make the rice separate. Have you guys done that? Rice in there?
What is it? What did you say?
Asian chicken.
Oh, right. But what did you say that you?
I'm curious if anyone's like, I just did the chicken and the stir fry, the frozen veggies, and this dressing, and then I cook it for, I think it's 12 minutes, 16 minutes on manual. And then when I quick release it, I've never put the rice back in there with the meat. Have you all done that?
No.
We made something like that at my Instant Pot party, but without the chicken and the rice. They all liked it, but they said the rice was overcooked.
Right. That's why I usually make the rice separate, either my rice maker or the Instant Pot before. Last time I made it in the Instant Pot before in 6 minutes and just had it in a bowl ready for them. But I didn't know.
You made the chicken, then you had them add the rice at the end.
I didn't put it in there in the end, but I'm wondering if you're saying it was overcooked, maybe I shouldn't do that.
No, I'm saying once the chicken's cooked, you just stir in the rice.
I want to try it that way. I haven't yet. I'm going to try that. The golden barbecue chicken sliders are a hit. That was one of the other recipes. People love that. And then I just had one of the girls who didn't make meals. I had her bring a package of Hawaiian buns. And so we have the Hawaiian buns for the sloppy joes and for the barbecue chicken sliders. This is a top seller. Almost every single person bought the kids' cheese. The 4-minute mac and cheese in the Instant Pot is amazing. I don't know if you guys have tried this with the 1 tablespoon of cream cheese. Oh, it's the bomb. Love it. Like my kids want it every afternoon now for snack. It's so yummy. And they can make it themselves. I don't let them release it, but I let them put it in there. We did bruschetta chicken pasta. And this is really cool because before I used to make this recipe, the bruschetta chicken pasta, and shred it, and then I make pasta separately in the stovetop. But you don't have to do it like that. You make the chicken. When it's done, you shred it, and then you put the half a box of pasta in and a cup of water, and it cooks in there in 4 minutes. And it's not overcooked. It's perfect. And so they love that you can make one whole dinner in the pot.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do that, Abby, you have to bring it back to pressure if you're adding the pasta or something?
Yes, that's correct. But it goes really quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't take very long at all. It's a little bit mayhem. You hear beeping here, beeping there. But I told, everybody they were excited. They took care of their own pot. Like they weren't wandering around. There was nowhere to go. It's so crowded. I did have appetizers on my kitchen table. And I didn't have much. I just did the cream cheese with the orange marmalade. I did a guacamole. And then I did veggies and dip. But I had like a tray with cilantro and shredded cheese and some toppings for a couple of the different meals. And then this was another big hit, the street tacos with Fiesta chicken. That's like Fiesta salsa. We didn't do quinoa, but just recipes in there. And they were excited about that. Sloppy joes, which I am not a sloppy joe eater, and I'm not sure I've ever made our sloppy joes before, and they really loved them, and a lot of people purchased that, and my kids ate the leftovers and were surprisingly loved it. And then hard-boiled eggs, we did that as well. Now this one is so easy, I'd give them this, but I wouldn't make it. Like that doesn't teach them that much. They don't walk away with a dinner. And then we did a pollo cider rice bowl. So I have a Facebook party open. If you want to be added to it and we're friends, you can let me know. It's nothing fancy, but I'm happy to add you guys. And I'm sure Julie would be too. It's the ones we have going on. But it just put it out there. All I did, and I'm finding really good feedback by posting at around 9:00 at night when you want to get people's attention, or Saturday mornings about 8:30, 9:00. Tend to be my best times that I reach the most people. I'm starting to learn this Facebook thing.
What is the best day that you have found that people, because like I said, I had 45 people interested, but only 8 came. It was a Sunday afternoon. Do you find Sunday afternoons are better, or like an evening during the week?
I don't care for weekends. I think that everybody's just got a million sports and games and stuff. I always do Wednesdays and Thursdays are my best bet at 7 p.m. That's just me personally, but
right.
That's totally up to you. Now, when I had all those people originally, I only invited those 25 on my Facebook party, the ones that said that they were interested. And then I texted them too and said, create the Facebook party. Don't forget to check it and sign up for a meal. So I was kind of keeping them on task and committed. And it worked out great. And then I'm sure you've seen, I've taken pictures the last 2 times. And then since then I get more people that want to come. And that's how they keep happening. It's so easy. I don't even have to leave my home when I'm getting a full party order and really helping people. And it's fun. A lot of fun to see them excited about cooking and not stressed.
So, and you said Julie got bookings. Is she getting like Instant Pot party bookings, or is she getting workshop bookings?
She's gotten both. I know she's got Instant Pot party bookings and a workshop. And my last party, I didn't get any bookings, but that was kind of my fault. The one before, I got 2 bookings and an Instant Pot booking. So I got 3 bookings off my first one.
Okay.
And I did not do a formal checkout. I'm not going to lie, I didn't. It was just too crazy to do it. But I made sure, I would meet in the dining room with the best I could. And then it was all about following up the next day, thanking them for coming, checking in to see if they had any other questions about anything. And then those that were interested in booking, I could tell by the customer care form if I didn't already talk to them about it. So.
Okay.
So I'm curious. I haven't tried an Instant Pot party yet. I definitely am getting ready to. I've got some people interested. But a lot of my customers who are interested in it are not local to me. Did you have any people who weren't local want to hop on the Facebook event, or did you do anything to capture those people?
That's a great question. I did not, but I had people that were interested, and I was like, well, I had so many that were interested here. I kind of was like, I'll maybe you can come online, but then they didn't respond. But I'm thinking I might end up doing a virtual one once after this third one. I'm thinking I might just do a pure virtual one for all my friends that live out of town, get them committed, and then maybe I can send them all the different recipes. Maybe I could even do a Zoom, something like this, and then we can each show what we're making. I mean, obviously, I think the biggest thing is they don't get to taste it,
Right.
but at least they can see, even if it's 4 making meals. I mean, I have my Instant Pot, my mom who lives down the street, so I can always do 2 demos. That's all. That's why I've been trying to do them on my Wild Tree Wednesday videos. I don't know if you all do those, but it was kind of a joke. Not joke, but a challenge the very first time I did it, like 4 months ago. And it has helped my business so much. And I think that the more people see you're real and you are using Wild Tree, the more they want it. So maybe do a Wild Tree Wednesday video with it.
It sounds silly, but I know there'll be people watching the playback, Abby, that'll be like, what's Abby's Wild Tree Wednesday?
Oh, what is that? You want me to explain that? Is that what you said?
Yeah, just explain it, because I know there'll be people watching that don't.
Oh, yeah. So every Wednesday, I do a Wild Tree Wednesday live video on my Facebook feed, not on my VIP group, my regular one. I don't get fancy. I don't fix my hair. My kids often help me. And I just make whatever we're making for dinner live. Sometimes a lot of times it's in the Instant Pot, the skillet. Usually those are the only 2 ways I cook, pretty much. So every now and then the oven. And I go from start to finish, not finished, but to cooking. And then I'll show pictures, show the recipe, show the products I use. And then in my replies, I put pictures of the finished product. I have booked so many parties off of that. I've gotten new customers in totally different areas of my life I haven't seen in 20 years. I think if you can post away forever about Wild Tree, but when they see you actually using it and your kids using it and your kids eating it, it's so helpful. And when I don't do it, I see people in my carpool line like, why didn't you do your video this week? They're kind of just like, it's like a channel. They look forward to it now. Yes. And I don't even put much thought into it. I just go. Because if I start thinking about it too much, you're planning like, do I look good? Is my kitchen clean? I just go. I just do it. And I think that's what people love, that it's real.
And this is on your regular, just personal Facebook page, not your VIP or group customers.
Right. Just my regular page. Mm-hmm.
Which I do love, because you are capturing people that you don't even realize are watching, but are.
Right.
That's awesome.
It's kind of scary when you see like 300 or 400 views. You're like,
awesome.
God, and I didn't even brush my hair. I see Julie just hopped on.
Do you have your page on public?
Do I have my what? My page is on public, yes.
It is, okay.
Yeah, which has been really nice, because now at every party, at the end of every party, I talk about my VIP page, that they want to find it, and I'll accept them. To download the app, and then usually my host talks about when my host introduces herself, they just seem to always talk about my Wild Tree Wednesday video. So then they say, you want to friend me. And so for this last month, I've probably added 40 people to my VIP group and probably 40 friends. And then they're ordering, they're just involved. So it really makes a difference to get them as a part of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I saw Julie on and then she's gone.
Yeah, we lost her.
I lost her.
Any other questions for Abby? I know she said she's going to put in our page Google Doc. Yeah, especially if you're looking for just to do something a little bit different, or from more of a customer service standpoint. I feel like it adds so much value, because I'm like Abby. I feel like I should be getting some commission because I'm so passionate when I talk about Instant Pots at my workshops. I'm like, you need to have one. And you can say that's cool, but we all know everyone has that fear when they initially buy one and they stare at it. So this is just such a great educational piece. I love it. You guys have done an amazing job with it. And it looks so fun too. You can just
It
tell
is.
everyone's having a blast. Blowing
They really-
fuses. I didn't know about the blowing fuses. That's funny.
Yeah. And I probably should have used some power strips but it was so much fun. And they were great and flexible about it too. And I told them that I'm like, this is my first and second time doing this. I don't work for Instapot. I just want to help you guys. And Wild Tree with your Instapot is like the perfect combo to help you make dinner time even easier. So it's been a lot of fun. I look forward to the next one.
Yep. Any other questions? I know, Karen, you're on mute. You can type if you have any questions.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, I'm here. So I talked to, Julie was kind enough to talk to me about it a couple weeks ago, and I'm in the process now of trying some of the recipes and deciding which ones I want to do. And I kind of threw it out to a few friends, and I already have 5 or 6 people without even advertising it who are interested. And so, people ask me all the time, how I use it and would I teach them how to use it. And Leisha, you're the one that got me interested in it, and it sat in a box for 6 weeks before I even took it out because I was afraid. So I think this is going to be just fun because I'm really passionate about my IP and I use it all the time. I make yogurt. I use it all the time. So I'm really excited about this because I don't do parties a lot, and I'm trying to break out of my friend base. So it was funny, yesterday somebody said, well, can you add this person to your Instant Pot class too? So I think I might be able to break out a little bit, using this method because it's teaching them how to do something without a commitment of, the workshop. And I think that will come down the road.
Yeah, and I love the idea because it definitely is going to bring new customers to us. I truly believe that because, if you get me to register and I'm already kind of like your Wild Tree customer, and when you say, hey, Leisha, do you have any other friends who, have gotten their Instant Pot but are still scared and not sure what to do with it? I'm going to say, oh yeah, and then I'm going to bring along someone that's not a Wild Tree customer. And I feel like this is a great tool to, break people out of that rut.
Right. And just by picking all these different recipes, I'm doing the same thing. I was reading through some of the ones that Abby and Julia did. And I said, I've made some of these and they're my favorite too. So by sharing that with other people, if you pick them from different workshop kits too, if they really like certain ones, then they might end up even just buying the workshop kit. But it's a way they can try it before they have to make that purchase if they're a little leery of the workshop purchase.
Yep.
So.
Awesome.
You'll love it. Just go for it. It's fun.
Well, thank you, Lise.
Yes, party. I can say that is such an easy party. I'm not sure what Abby's touched on already. Just,
Pretty much most things.
okay. Well, like clean up and how you really don't have to make a whole lot. Everyone takes their Instant Pots and there's really nothing left when everyone leaves. It's awesome. Super easy.
That is awesome. Well, thank
Can
you.
I ask another question?
Oh, go ahead.
So if I were to post today, because I've been wanting to do another one, I just wanted to hear more about how I could tweak it. If I posted about it today, when do you make it a short time, so I have the party within a week, or do I give them a couple weeks?
I did it where it was about 2 weeks out.
Okay.
But I posted, and then usually after about 3 days, I have a good enough amount of RSVPs that I go ahead and add them to the event. And I add them to the event immediately, but after about 3 days, I'll go on and post that second post that lists the menu so that people can start commenting, and then that generates a lot of the people commenting, so that more people are going in, and then I can go onto my main wall and say, okay, I have 6 spots left or 7 spots left, and it kind of kicks it back to the top and more people see it.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, thank you, ladies. Thanks
Sure.
for pioneering and kind of working out the kinks and not to do. Julie, didn't you do like 18 people one time?
Yeah, and I started to have a panic a little bit just because I was worried about plugs, really more than anything. But a lot of that stuff works itself out because once certain things are finished, you can unplug them and then plug something else in because everything's not going to be cooking at once because I went to each one to get it started with that person so everyone could see how to make every single meal.
Yep.
So it really is, it's not bad at all. It's not as,
So, how long would you say the whole party lasts? I mean, I guess that's a good question.
I think 2 hours at least. A good 2 hours. Do you think, Julie? Because some stuff takes a while to cook.
Yeah, but I really let everyone know to be prompt. Whereas normally I'm like, yeah, if you're going to be late, it's fine. On this one, I really stressed being on time because we would go on and start like the roast and some of the bigger things right on time. And you have a lot of time to do your spiel, I felt, because while things were cooking, I could go on and do a little bit of talking then. And it was a good time to ask people, if you have any questions about your specific Instant Pot, I'll come to you now and we can do a little bit of one-on-one. But yeah, I would say 2 hours is a good time. But people didn't hang out super late. It wasn't a super late party.
Okay.
And I'm posting my first one for someone else, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm going to do between 7 and 10 at hers. I'm not going to do the full amount, just to make it really duplicatable and because I am supplying the Wild Tree, I'm going to keep it lower meals than if I'm hosting.
Gotcha. All right. Well, sounds awesome. Thank you, ladies, for pioneering this.
Sure. It's been fun. It's awesome for the business, for sure. It's a lot of fun.
All right, guys. Well, have a great week. And I'll see some of you very soon in person.
Yes.
All right.
Feel better.
Oh, I'm working it. I got 2 more days to get well.
That's right.
All right. Bye, ladies.
Thanks, Abby and Julie.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
Bye, Lisa.
Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.